Hello everyone, my name is Dmytriy Voskoboynik, and in this video I want to introduce you to the new navigation kit from ALPHA DENT, which is about to come to us straight from Germany itself. And here it is. I wanted to tell you in a few words before we open the box that this is a completely new version of the kit, which is absolutely nothing like the last kit. I was directly involved in the creation of this set, so that's why I am actually doing this review. Well, let's take this box and open it up and take apart each item individually. Well, this is actually what the set looks like when we take out of the box. Let's take a look and open it up and see what's inside, what all these drills and our different items look like. We take the back cover off so it doesn't interfere with you or me, and start taking the kit apart piece by piece. The top left corner is a tool that everyone knows as called a tissue punch, a tool to remove excess gum and work without incisions. There is nothing remarkable about it. An ordinary tool, an ordinary tissue punch, should be in any navigation kit. It's up to you to make the incision or not. We put it in place and move on to the more interesting drill, which I would like to focus on longer, because this drill is designed directly for this kit. For the first time, it is in the ALPHA DENT range of drills. And I think this drill will take its rightful place in navigation sets not only in this company. In any case, we have added this drill at our clinic to all the navigation kits of the other systems we work with. What is its special feature? The drill has a 3 mm long pick on the end, which punches and sets the correct directions for all the other drills, and a special cortical zone, which deletes all the cortical tape around the perimeter and creates a space where our drills of diameter 1.9 will drill without any problems. That is why the drill deserves very much your attention. Pay attention to it, try it out. I think you'll like it very much. It's made for different offsets, but we'll talk about that later. So what's next? These are all our drills, the main ones we work with. What's the range of these drills in this set? It's a bit unusual, because usually we have lengths like this and diameter like this. Here it's the opposite, so it's 1.9 in diameter, 2.8 in diameter, 3.2, 3.5, 3.6, 4.0 and 4.8 respectively. And what are the lengths? 6.75, 8, 10, 11.5, 13 and 16 millimeters. That's not exactly standard. Usually, modern kits either don't have 16 mm drill bits or the opposite of 6.75 mm drill bits. Here we have both 6.75 and 16. So with this set we can put all basic standard implants from ALPHA DENT as well as from most other companies. Once again, lengths go like this, diameters go like this. Let's take one of the drills and use it as an example to understand the fundamental difference. For example, let's take a 10 mm drill, for example with a diameter 3.6. What's unusual about it? The first thing that catches your eyes is that the guide is not round, but has beveled edges. What is it for? To improve the irrigation of the drill itself and for cooling it down. Such guide features are already used in navigation systems such as Jax Dental and Cortex. And it couldn't be more exciting that this is a novelty, a modern innovation also in the ALPHA DENT navigation kit. What else is so unusual here? It's a sharp chamfer at the base of the guide. What is it for? To destroy, to remove any cortical bone that gets in the way of this drill. It's very important because often a palatal or lingual cortical bone makes drilling worse, changes the direction of the drill, and makes it difficult for the implant drivers to get into the right position later on. That is why this cortical cutter, which is optional in every drill, is here, and whichever drill you take, as soon as the cortical bone meets these aggressive sharp blades, it will be completely destroyed, giving you no discomfort at all. Moving on through the set. And you can't miss these purple and yellow rings that catch your eye. Let's take them out and see what they are and what they are for. These are two holders that hold the purple and yellow rings. There are two of them on each holder. The diameter of these rings corresponds to the diameter of the guide, i.e. 5.0, and their width, here the height, or rather correctly say, it has millimeter and 1.5 millimeter respectively. So the purple one is 1 millimeter, the yellow one is 1.5 millimeter. What are they for? To reduce the height of the guide by putting this ring on it. So we take a drill, for example 16 mm long, and if we put a 1 mm high ring like this on it, we automatically make a 16 mm long drill bit 15 mm high. If we put a 1.5 mm ring on, say an 11.5 mm drill bit, that is a yellow ring respectively, the 11.5 mm drill bit becomes a 10 mm drill bit. What is this for? There are plenty of clinical situations where you need to do this. So optionally, if you need it, you can use this. Going down the kit, we've got two screwdrivers in the way. Let's take them out and take a look at it in detail. One screwdriver is short and one is long. It's not often that there are two lengths of screwdrivers in kits. There are two lengths here, so we use the short screwdriver in the distal section and the long screwdriver in the front section. The screwdriver is both handheld and for the torque wrench. It is therefore quite handy and practical. Going down the set to the outmost corner, we have here such an interesting tool which is called an extractor. Anyone who has worked with any ridge implants from Megagen knows what an extractor is when you need to remove an abutment or multi-lunate from an implant that has a 5-degree taper. What is the purpose of the expander? To push the implant driver, the screw-on implant driver, out of the implant. So this is how it inserted into our implant driver and pushes this implant driver out of the implant and out of the sleeve respectively. It's very easy and simple to do it. You don't need to use any forceps or any crampons, you just gently push it out. This is very convenient when we have a little bit of torque on the implant, and any kind of rotational movement like that can be devastating to our torque. Therefore, we gently push the implant guide out of the implant and out of the template with this implant guide, or rather with an extractor. Let's go down. We have a standard tool here, the drill extender. What is it for? When we can't get somewhere and our drill bit turns into an extended drill bit. We put the tip in and we can get to some hard-to-reach places. A standard tool, but one without which impossible to work without in everyday practice. This is why it is a must-have tool in any navigation kit, and therefore it is in our kit as well. We bring it back and move on to the next tool. The next tool looks like this. What kind of tool is this? It is a nut screw-on implant driver that was transferred to this set from the previous navigation set. It is simply placed in the implant, and we insert the implant or screw in a little more if necessary without using the screw-on implant driver. It looks like this. It has marks for different depths, but it is not screwable. So we use it in emergencies when we need to screw something in or something out, so we don't have to screw the implant driver to the implant. There are various reasons for this. It is a must to have such an unscrewed implant driver in every navigator's kit. Put it in place and move on. See what else we have on the lowest row. These are the pins and the drill bit for the pins. In the past, the navigation kit had pins with a diameter of 2 mm. Here, the pin has a diameter of 1.5 mm. Today, the 2 mm diameter is hardly used on the market. It was, I repeat, in the old ALPHA DENT kit and in the MIS kit. My deep conviction is that 2 mm is too thick a pin. It's almost like an implant, so we asked to change the 2.0 diameter to 1.5 and accordingly, the drill changed from 2.0 to 1.52. So what kind of pin is it? It's a standard pin, commonly called the Noble type, because it was the first pin that was invented by the Noble company. It's very popular, everybody likes it. It's 1.5 mm in diameter and 19.5 to 20 mm long. Also, sleeves for these pens are understandably not part of the kit, but can be interchanged from almost all the companies that use these types of pens. This is a very convenient. A universal system like this, it seems to me, it only benefits this kit. Once again, the 1.5 mm pin is 1.5 mm in diameter and 19.5 20 mm long. The drill bit is also 1.5 mm in diameter and 20 mm long. One drill in this set and 4 pins. Let's move on to the features of this kit that make it different from most of the other sets, almost all of them. These are the implant drivers. The implant drivers are unusual. The implant drivers are screw-on. The implant drivers have different levels of offset. Let's take out each implanter of a different color and analyze them individually. Implant driver number 1 has a standard offset of 8 mm and is gray in color. Offset 8 mm, which is specific to this particular set. That is to say, the Alpha Dent kit has an offset of 8 mm. For those who know a bit about navigational surgery, this is an important figure to consider when planning. The next implant driver has 2 notches, is green, and is an implant driver plus 2 mm. The next implant driver is blue plus 4 mm and therefore has 4 marking rings. And another implant driver plus 6 mm and correspondingly 6 marks. One more time. The base implant driver has 8 mm. The next implant driver plus 2 correspondingly 10, plus 4 correspondingly 12, and plus 6 respectively 14 mm of offset. This is very convenient, used for both thin mucosa and as thick as possible with any subcortical implant depth. Whatever we want, plus 6 mm in principle resolves any our needs and questions. So I think that having so many offsets will be very useful for doctors who like to work in one system or the other, sinking their implants in or placing them level with the gum. This set allows to work in absolutely different styles and techniques. Moving on. And these tools that stands in this corner is the driver, which we put in the handpiece, and on which we put the implant driver, which is screwed to the implant. And we start inserting the implant using the handpiece. The driver is in this right corner. It is the only one in this set. In principle, this is enough. It is one standard length and can be used with any implant driver. Once we have got some good torque in newtons on our physio dispenser, we already use the following items. These are handheld adapters for the torque wrench, which are also put on our implant driver. This is the long adapter and the short adapter, on which the torque wrench, which is already put on the torque wrench, which is on the lowest floor of this set. 2 adapters for the torque wrench are in the set, which allows you to get to the farther implants in the distal section and therefore work more conveniently in the frontal section with the longer adapter. Well, we are in principle finished with the upper floor. Let's move on to the lower floor. Take off the top cover and here is a torque wrench waiting for us at the bottom directly. Standard, basic in principle, but a torque wrench 40-45 Newton we have here on the scale. From the features of the wrench, not all wrenches have such a swivel mechanism which allows us to screw in one side, as well as when you switch to the other side without discarding the head, without changing its position in our screwdriver. In principle, the weight, the standard torque wrench found in most systems today. What else is there? There are 3 tools that didn't have enough place on the top floor. They lie on the lower floor respectively. Let's analyze them in order. In any navigation kit, there is a tool, a magic wand, that allows us to screw in the implant without using the screw-on implant drivers anymore. It is just a thin wand that is inserted directly into the implant and allows us to turn it slightly to the right or slightly to the left with the tip. This is sometimes necessary and it is a must-have tool in any navigation kit. A tool that has come from a regular surgical kit, it's on the lower floor. What else is there? It's such a driver that turns any machine tool into a manual one. So, in the example of our implant driver, the implant driver is inserted into this device and turns it into a driver for using a torque wrench. That is, it used to be a machine driver, but after it got into this adapter, it became a manual driver for the torque wrench. This is very convenient, and this adapter can be used with practically everything. You can even insert a drill into it and drill if you want. And the last tool that we have here on the first floor is an unscrewable implant driver. We already had an unscrewable implant driver for the handpiece on the first floor and an unscrewable implant driver for the torque wrench here as well. What does it do? So that if you need to screw in our implant a little to the left, a little to the right, but don't want it to be screwed in for some reason, we have an optionally available implant driver for this purpose. It works with the drivers that we have previously discussed, a short driver and therefore a long driver, like this. Also, if our usual implant driver under the handpiece, by putting the aforementioned driver on it, it can again turn into the same one with these heads attached to it. Therefore, it is up to you to decide how to use it. For the handpiece, and consequently for the torque wrench, is also part of the basic standard set. We have now taken a quick look at the new navigation kit from ALPHA DENT. We have been using it in our practice for over a few months now. We like it very much. All the changes that have been made, they really show in practice from a very good side. These aggressive barrels, the implant drivers in different lengths. Well, everything that was missing in the previous set has been implemented here. I would like to ask you if you will be using this set and you see something you maybe not like, please let us know and we will take it into account in the next versions. Thank you for seeing this review to the end. The only other thing I want to announce so much, and I hope we'll get it right and execute it, are the two extra kits. So what are these kits? This is a set of extra long drill bits. That is, the bits up to 16 mm, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, what we will miss if we use long offsets. 6 mm and 16 mm, and longer implants we need an extra long drill kit. It will be a separate kit, I hope to have it released soon, a separate set of extra long drill bits. As for the second extra set, this will be for the most popular implant systems in Ukraine and not only. What does it mean? It means that you will have additional possibility to buy implant drivers with different offset levels for the implant systems you work with, and using this navigation set, and additionally bought implant drivers for your implants, you will be able to work in such a tandem. You can place both ALPHA DENT implants and the second or third implants that are used in your clinic. I think this is very convenient because this set is great, perfect, but why not use it to put other implants in your clinic? I think that's something we've always wanted to do. Yes, and you've asked us to do it. So, we are waiting for the announcements, we are waiting for ALPHA DENT to release the implants, and we will definitely talk about them in the next video. Thanks again for watching to the end, and good luck with your implant placements and the integration of those already in place. See you later.